And, okay, everybody, this is Sammy Sosa. This is Rosa Parks. This is a guy who bombed Saddam. Now, I'm going to give your mother and father Social Security. I'm going to give your kids better schools, clean air for you, and tax cuts for everybody. Can we go back to the trial?
All anybody wants to know is what she's thinking. What is she thinking?
I wonder what she is thinking.
What could she be thinking?
Lorena Bobbitt?
It's bound to have crossed her mind. How could it not have?
Well, Ray Charles is a jazz player, soul and all of it. When they say genius, it's sort of an understatement to me.
Yeah.
Ray wanted me to sing it, but he wanted to do it jazz. Go, save the bone for Henry Jones, because Henry don't eat no meat like that.
Yeah.
I could never get it. Could never, ever get it. So finally he said, damn. Brother B, I thought you was a musician. What's wrong with you?
When he said, I love you.
How did I miss? I mean, he had just said...
Oh, God!
They showed it again?
They just showed him doing it on MSNBC. It's just, God, it makes you,
Wasn't it sufficient? I mean, it was troubling. Just when he said, he looked up at her and said, I honor you. That was, and I guess I was still digesting
This is the same guy
I love you.
who was calling a fat intern at 6 in the morning for phone sex. Get out of here!
And using those, tobacco products in an unusual way.
Oh, God almighty. I mean, you can't.
I love both of those things.
I've heard of sociopaths, but I was at a morning program. The new, fairly amusing, updated version. It is 7 minutes past the hour. Bernard McGurk, the executive producer of the Imus Morning program, is in Washington, D.C., and has, I understand, an interview with a brief interview with Ted Kennedy coming up in just a minute. So we'll go to Bernard. Just a couple of minutes. Bernard staying at the Four Seasons. How'd that work out, Bernard?
The best, Chief. Thanks very much.
I did?
Top shelf all the way.
Was Stan there or no?
No, Stan wasn't there. He sent up a different hoe for me to take care of me. It's all right. Thank you, Stan. Stan is the man with the plan.
No. That's not where we wanted to go with this, Bernard.
Well,
Okay, anyway, we'll be back to Bernard in a second. Also coming up this morning, Richard Nixon on Bubba's State of the Union speech, and I guess the big news, front page of the New York Times this morning, Pat, yeah. Says that's enough.
Enough of it.
The Prez hit a home run with his State of the Union speech, and we just should drop this thing. Well, he's trying to back away a little from that statement, but he said it on his 700 Club. For you, we'll make it 695. And man, if Pat Robertson is thrown in a towel, we can forget with the witness situation. So, and we got a call yesterday from Time Magazine wanting to know if we wanted to have somebody on from Time Magazine. And my initial response was no, because I'm irritated with Time.
Sure. Because
of Walter Isaacson, who's a snippy little nerd who will never appear on the program again, by the way, told a friend of mine at one of these little New York cocktail parties that he found he had some objection to this suck-up piece that Newsweek did. A cover story of the man. Well, if you're going to put somebody on the cover of your magazine, what's the point?
Hello?
I mean, then why hammer them? So, like Time Magazine's never put somebody on the cover and written one of these puff pieces. Of course, they do it all the time. So, but Newsweek is not stupid. And Walter Isaacson hardly wanted to talk. Walter Isaacson put me on the cover of Time magazine. So what a little suck up piece.
To forget
one of the 25 most influential Americans. Who are we kidding?
Come on.
I mean that's their legacy. So, but they did offer us Margaret Carlson, and I thought, well, man, I love Margaret Carlson, and she's a columnist because a goofball, but.
How is Margaret Carlson a goofball?
No, she just is.
What are you talking about?
But she's a columnist for Time magazine, the first woman columnist in 70 years, which says a lot for her and not much for Time, by the way. And she's on the Capital Gang, and I like her.
All right.
And she's smart, and she's a lawyer. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that, as a matter of fact.
So we'll see what she has to say about all this. Anyway, here's Chuck with the news, and we'll go back to Bernard. Good morning, Charles.
Morning, Man. The White House legal team concludes its defense of the president today. Former Arkansas Senator Dale Bumpers giving the closing argument at the Senate impeachment trial. He'll follow a presentation by President Clinton's private attorney, David Kendall.
Was Cheryl Mills on Valium?
Got more coming up here.
God, was she awful.
Yes.
I mean, nobody will say that because she's a woman and she's black and they would get hysterical. But she was as amateurish as that woman who was the woman who gave the keynote address at the Republican convention? The woman from Staten Island.
Staten Island, Congresswoman Susan Molinari.
Susan Molinari. She was that, but it was a Susan Molinari-like performance. It was awful.
High school assembly speech.
And Gregory Craig, I know he's been friends with the Clintons since they went to law school together, but how does this guy go home and look at his kids and tell his kid, here's what I do for a living?
Got them both, Craig.
God almighty. They should be ashamed of themselves. And she's there talking about the president's commitment to civil rights.
Mm-hmm.
They put a black woman on the floor of the Senate. Why don't we call Lanny Guinier and ask her about the president's commitment to civil rights?
Uh-oh.
Oh, God.
Maybe not.
Anyway, here's Chuck. Go ahead, Chuck.
All right. Speaking of, it was Senator Edward Kennedy's former staffer, Mr. Craig, now White House Special Counsel, and White House Deputy Counsel, Ms. Mills, front and center, day 2, presidential defense. Craig denied the president committed perjury in his grand jury testimony, suggesting senators, in so many words, go to the videotape.
Watch the videotape. You will see this president make painful, difficult admissions, beginning with his acknowledgement of an improper and wrongful relationship with Monica Lewinsky.
Sure.
You will see that the president was truthful.
And Ms. Mills told senators that as a black woman, she is very sensitive to the issue of civil rights.
She's there working this lily white law firm and represent. Get the hell out of here.
And denied the president compromised Paula Jones' civil rights. She also addressed the obstruction of justice charge, quoting Edgar Allan Poe in referring to the president's secretary, Betty Curry, retrieving gifts he had given to Monica.
You can hide the facts, like not telling you of Ms. Lewinsky's personal motivations for wanting to move the gifts. But the truthful facts are stubborn. They won't go away like the telltale heart. They keep pounding, and they keep coming.
It's so embarrassing. You couldn't watch it. It was so. Oh God Almighty! I felt sorry for her, and it was such a transparent move to shove this woman. Well, she's stupid for agreeing to do it, but I mean, I don't know how you refuse. I guess, but you couldn't watch it. You couldn't stay in the room. I'm telling you couldn't stay in the room and watch it. Did you try to watch it?
I did.
Could you stay in the room? You couldn't stay in the room. You felt, you felt sorry for her.
I was uncomfortable.
It was just so labored, and it was just. Oh God! I can't even listen to it. I can't listen to it.
It's uncomfortable. It's plodding. It's emotional, and she spoke quietly.
It's like
I couldn't watch.
Charles and I were talking about people who we just absolutely can't watch on television. It's like Robert Torricelli. Or Bob. I can't watch Bob Barr. It just makes me break out in some kind of rash. And Torricelli is the biggest creep. He's the most corrupt creep on the planet. He's even more corrupt than Charles Schumer. Now I know that's hard to believe, but who's the other guy we can't? And Dick Gephardt.
He gets a little emotional.
He's from your home state. He's your guy.
Yeah, St. Louis.
But Dick Gephardt and Torricelli and Bob Barr is just I can't. He scares me.
Oh man.
All right. What else?
You were mentioning Pat Robertson yesterday, who said we might as well just end the thing.
Yeah, it's over. Come on.
But New Jersey Democratic Senator Robert Torricelli.
Oh, God, you're not going to play him.
I am.
Oh, no, you're not.
Oh, yeah, I am. I am. I'm going to right now.
No.
He said Democrats should not think this is over because it isn't.
It is important, as this case is beginning to evaporate, for Democrats not to prematurely celebrate the victory. We are in the ironic position, I think, of allowing our Republican colleagues to engage.
Well, it had 5 more seconds.
God almighty. What a horrid human being.
I think you're going to have to get over dealing with these people.
You know, another guy who's really a creep is Frank Lautenberg.
Oh, man.
These are awful human beings. Awful people. Awful.
Well, let me conclude this.
All right.
Democrats are praising the White House presentation so far, claiming that lawyers have delivered a powerful 1-2 punch against the charges lodged against the president. Yet House Republican prosecutors insist their case is solid, built upon facts, and they continue to insist that senators with any doubts, therefore, should vote next week to call witnesses.
Oh, please. I mean, as badly as I want witnesses, and Frank Rist wants them, and Cokie and the rest of us, please, stop them. Just stop this. Just stop it. It's just stupid. Do you know I'm a registered Republican? Are you aware of that?
No, I was not.
Yeah.
I thought you were an independent, I mean.
No, I'm a registered Republican, and because I just am.
Yeah.
My father was, and my mother was a Democrat, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. But I seldom vote Republican, because you know how what a weenie I am. But I did always used to vote for D'Amato, and I did vote for Dole once. But other than that, I pretty much am I'm a liberal weenie. But but I'm a registered Republican. But that's going to change. I'm going to have to abandon that. And I guess I'm going to register as an independent.
Good idea.
Anyway, let's go to Bernard McGurk now, executive producer of the Imus Morning Program, standing by in Washington, D.C. Good morning, Bernard.
Good morning, I-Man. Is it true that you were originally registered as a Whig?
Yes, it was, Bernard.
I-Man, we're out here in the nation's capital, outside the Capitol building, as a matter of fact, where there is universal agreement on two things. There's disgust at the House Republican managers, it seems, out here, and disgust at Newsweek for putting the I-Man on the cover. But back to the Republican managers, we understand we were over by the Russell building where Bob Barr's office is. There's a suicide watch. They've placed nets outside his window in light of the latest White House poll numbers. And we understand that Barney Frank was arrested last night for cutting holes under the net. However, I-Man, we did interview a few people last night after the hearings concluded, and we ran into a Tim Russert, who is clearly picking up the torch from Senator Ted Kennedy and Chris Dodd. As you'll find out, he was stumbling around here. We did a quick interview with him, and then we had Senator Ted Kennedy. But first, Tim Russert. We're standing outside the Capitol building where the Senate impeachment trial of Bill Clinton has just concluded. Another day, him giving his defense, and we're just looking around for some sort of interesting citizenry or media elite to make fun of, talk to. And as we look what we have here. What is this? Who is this man?
I was doing some undercover work here.
What's in that paper bag, young man? Tim Russert, ladies and gentlemen.
There is a new development in the impeachment trial. Ken Starr is investigating whether or not John Donald Imus had sexual relations with one Evan Thomas of Newsweek magazine. This is all baffling to me.
Is somebody going to be subpoenaed in this case?
I believe so, because I think there's a tape of I did not have sexual relations with Evan Thomas. With that man, Evan Thomas.
I think, judging from the article, the only thing Imus didn't do to Evan Thomas is abuse him with a cigar. What do you think?
Is this the Newsweek cover writer?
That's it.
That's what's going on here.
That's it, exactly. Yeah, there was some sort of force.
Ever since that Newsweek cover story, the ratings I read in the New York Post have just collapsed on the Imus show because there's too many media elites from Washington on there blowing.
Yeah, that's the rumor that's been printed, but we deny that wholeheartedly. Now, Tim, a lot of times
the research I have seen, Bernard, is that if there's more of you on Imus in the morning, more of the Cardinal, more of your one-liners, a little more of Charles, a little bit more of Lou, and less of the
Apparently that's not the first paper-bagged beverage you've had this afternoon. Let me ask you this, Tim. A lot of times you take some tough shots at the I-Man.
Who's that?
To paraphrase Barney Frank, would you spit on Imus if you were on fire?
Who's the I-Man? Is that what they call him?
Yeah, the I guy. Our guy. My man, the I-Man.
This is getting tedious.
Well, he's approaching 60. Now think about that.
It sounds like a love-hate relationship, but go ahead.
Think of six decades.
Yeah.
That's more than a half century on this earth.
Yeah.
By the time his son turns 21, eligible to do a lot of things in this country, drink, drive, sign contracts, where will Don be?
This from a man who continues to employ Mary McGrory and William Safire every Sunday as political commentators. So I take from this that you want Mike Wallace to get out.
It's the same generation: Wallace, McGrory, Imus, from the same, right? Same cult.
Tim, you need a straw for that beverage?
Can we bring this to some sort of conclusion? God, that's very long, Bernard, and tedious.
Very long. I have not seen that. However, I mean,
it's painful to watch.
Shortly thereafter, we ran into the senator from Massachusetts, as you'll see right here.
Okay.
There's Senator Kennedy. Senator Kennedy, come here. Senator Kennedy. Senator Kennedy for MSNBC. Come here, sir. Can I ask you a question?
Only a little bit further, just for the green light.
It's good. We're on our way to Senator, would you spit on Imus if he were on fire?
I arranged for an exclusive interview with Senator Ted Kennedy right here in the shadow of the Capitol. Bernard elbowed me out and said, no, Tim, I need it. I want it. If I can get Ted Kennedy, I can get more airtime and move that turkey neck slob off the air. I can take over this program. One Kennedy interview, and it's mine.
Tim clearly...
You choked. You had the guy right here.
You let him go. Tim clearly meeting Senator Kennedy at the Palm Restaurant Bar a little bit later on.
Can I bring him here?
Yes,
would Fred's Siberian dogs have let that get away? Not if you choked. It was right here.
In case we missed any of it, though, one of Senator Kennedy said, "Imus, you bastard," as he was pulling away.
We need to, we're going to get back to you in a few minutes, Bernard. We need to preview these things before we have to endure this. This is painful, Bernard.
They have to be cut up, however...
you know what you should have done? You should have gotten in a car with Kennedy. Like driving back to the hotel.
By the way, speaking of humans being on fire, remember those Kuwaiti oil fields?
Yeah.
How long they burned? If Ted Kennedy was on fire, he'd burn as long as those Kuwaiti oil fields, if you know what I'm saying, man.
How about, can't we come up with a better question than if Imus were on fire, would you spit on him?
Like I was expecting Senator Kennedy to drive by. I mean, I'm chasing him down the block. What do you want me to ask him?
That's embarrassing. Bernard McGurk in Washington. We'll be back to Bernard in a few moments once we have an opportunity. He's got apparently a minute 9 with Chris Cannon, the Republican from Utah. So we'll get back to that. But, God, that's painful, isn't it?
Mr. Russer and Mr. McGurk. Thank you.
It's 21 after the hour.
In the morning.
Okay, that's... Oh, that's fat bucket.
Take over the next telecommunications fan highway patrol.
It is 27 after the hour. You know, I'm annoyed at that fat Russert, by the way.
What's the matter?
Well, I don't know. He wants me to be on his horrible CNBC show on... You know, here's the problem. See, if I don't agree to be on it, then he won't appear on this program, and so that, I mean, so he has this over, you know, the guy's very good, so he's a great guest.
Oh, absolutely. Oh,
but he's an annoying nerd, isn't he?
When's he going to use you on Meet the Press?
I wouldn't appear on Meet the Press. And I'm tired of, although he's had Rush Limbaugh on Meet the Press, I wouldn't appear on Meet the Press.
No.
So, I mean, I wouldn't do any... I don't have any role on Meet the Press. There'd be no reason for me to be on Meet the Press, so...
You're the eye man.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
it's not a good fit.
It's not a good fit.
No,
It would be inappropriate.
Yeah.
Anyway, Margaret Carlson from Time Magazine, she's coming up, see what her deal is. She's never been on before, I don't think. But anyway, we're going to go back to Bernard in a few minutes, but so it's I'm not encouraged by the start this morning.
Well, we're just getting rolling here,
We are.
With
what other news do you have, by the way?
Bernard. Building on his State of the Union speech, the president today outlines ways he wants to help states hire and keep qualified teachers. That event follows a day of barnstorming in New York and Pennsylvania yesterday. Speech in Buffalo, the president again emphasized the need to shore up Social Security, met by a cheering crowd of 20,000 against the backdrop of the new polls that show him up even higher. Said, "Thank you for one of the great days of my presidency." As the impeachment proceedings were continuing to unfold against him in the Senate, the First Lady also overwhelmed by the show of support.
There isn't, I don't care what the weather forecasters say, any warmer place in the entire United States than this particular community right now.
First Lady Hillary Rodham Clinton, Dan Quayle.
That's really sad, you know that? I mean, really, isn't it?
I don't know.
Well, I don't care. We just got to drop this whole thing and move on.
All right, very quick.
You know, I didn't even watch very much of it yesterday.
I watched enough just to see him, as I was curious
We're
about
getting glowing reviews of Miss Mills' performance, which was abysmal.
Glowing.
From who?
From the papers, from senators who had tears in their eyes.
Oh, God. I mean, that's so patronizing.
One of the headlines here that I saw, I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Powerful orator.
Was embarrassing. She was embarrassing. It was, you couldn't watch it. It was so amateurish and embarrassing.
Moving and,
It wasn't moving. It was patronizing and embarrassing and fraudulent. I'm sure she's a nice woman and all of that. It's not personal, believe me.
Yeah.
But she was horrible.
Plotting, certainly.
Plotting and amateurish and tedious and
unless we just
and you couldn't watch it. She was so awful.
I just was uncomfortable.
Powerful. She's awful. She was awful. Well, no, you're not surprised. Nobody has any guts. I mean, it's just I don't understand that. Do you? Well, yeah, I do understand it. It's a bunch of beyond politically correct.
Politically perfect.
Patronizing. Ah, God. She was awful. And it was so transparent to put a black woman on the floor of the Senate to talk about the president's commitment to civil rights. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was absurd. Yeah, here's the thing that I don't understand, is he's not going to be removed from office. Why don't we, as much as I'd like to, I guess, I was talking to my friend Howard Kirsten of Washington Post yesterday, and about how this has all become, news has become, unfortunately, entertainment. I mean, there's a place for it. It's probably on this program, but not many other places, I don't think. I mean, I just think when it becomes a source of entertainment for Time or Newsweek or Meet the Press or the deal with Sam McCokie, then I think it's probably over the line and inappropriate. But somebody has to, there are other people who can satirize politics, and they've been doing this since the days of Will Rogers.
Please, and before, sure.
But so Will Rogers found politics entertaining and made it entertaining.
Yes, he did.
Which was a part of his great appeal. So this is not something new. But, it's become exclusively that as a matter of debate, I suppose. But God almighty. Cheryl Mills, that was awful. That was just awful. It was just awful. But my point was I was trying to watch a little bit of it, and I just have no interest. Now, if I don't have any interest, and it's my job to watch it, to report to you, so you don't have to watch it,
right?
Then
what does that say?
Then it's over. It really is over.
Right.
It's just I don't have any interest in it. It's just.
And as you pointed out, and Pat Robertson says it ought to be over.
And people who don't know, I mean, I talk to people occasionally. I don't talk to that many people, but occasionally I talk to, some of the commoners out there.
Some of the commoners? That's lovely.
Anyway, but people who don't care anything about politics and don't know anything about politics. Yeah. I mean, the president is a object of derision. That's all. He's the punchline. Well, regardless of what he wants to think, and he can go to these rallies and they can make phony handmade signs, Gore in 2000, that kind of stuff, all on the same paper, by the way. And try to run that by us. But, I mean, put these shills in the audience. But, I mean, he's a punchline. His wife's so it's over. I mean, we should drop it.
Let it dwindle.
It's 33 after the hour here in the Imus and Imus program. God, that's so annoying. Let's go back to Bernard and just see if we can endure another one of these. Bernard.
Hi, man. Sounding good this morning, boss.
These have got to get better, Bernard.
So how'd you like Cheryl Mills last night, Chief?
God. Nice, just tedious.
Nice lips.
That's fine. I don't think we need to you go to that area, and then I get accused of something else again.
Whose performance did you like worse, Tim Russert or Cheryl Mills last night?
Yours.
Oh.
Your performance. What do you have now, Bernard?
We were out here last night, trying to get a pulse of the nation's capital. We spoke to bums, interns, politicians, drunks. And the next one we have here is an Iranian intern from Chuck Robb's office who we spoke to right here 12 hours ago.
Okay.
We're standing outside the Capitol building where the Senate impeachment trial of William Jefferson Clinton has just concluded for the day. We're looking for some people to interview on the subject, and politicians or media elite or just regular gentlemen like yourself. What's your name, sir?
I'm Ali Aitadali.
What happened?
I'm sorry?
What's your name?
Ali Aitadali.
What are you doing here?
I'm an intern.
Who are you interning for?
Senator Robb.
Uh-oh. Was one of the requirements that you be a good masseuse?
No.
You know about Senator Robb's history?
Meaning, like what?
His sexual history? Do you know if he's a Republican or a Democrat, for crying out loud?
He's a Democrat.
Do you know who your congressman is?
Yeah, Wolf.
And what country do you come from, Ali?
Like originally? I was born here, but my parents are from Iran.
What happened?
My parents are from Iran, but I was born here.
Iran?
Yeah.
Do they make you go through the metal detectors more than once around here?
Nah, I just get regularly with everyone else.
So what are you doing out here? Looking for some blow? Some weed?
Actually, I'm just about to come here and
smoke a joint?
This is just stupid.
Come on, bro.
Man.
You gonna fire up a Molotov cocktail and throw it in?
Nah, I'm alright.
Keep it real, yo.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
I hear you humming. So what do you think about Bill Clinton? Do you think they should throw him out?
No, I don't. I don't think they should.
It's cool. It's cool to lie on the road.
Nah, it's not cool lying there, but
you know what they do when I ran to people who lie under oath?
they're killing me.
They attach their arms to two separate camels, and the camels run in each different direction. They pull their arms out of their sockets, and then they shoot them in between the eyes.
Probably.
You cool with that?
Yeah. Why not?
All right, brother. Good luck. Let me know if you get some weed. I'm looking for some myself. Stay black. Well, there you are.
Bernard McGurk. But just said, God, it's just
one of the congressional officers.
This is as bad as watching Cheryl Mills. This is well, it's early, so
trying to gauge the pulse of the people in Washington D.C.
Well, fine work, Bernard. It is 24 minutes till the hour. God almighty. So anyway, I can speak to Bernard privately.
Sure, we'll have him call.
No, I'm kidding. It's 24 till the hour. Well, it's our own fault. We send him down there. We give him a microphone. We turn it. I mean, that's our own fault.
That's right. Out he goes.
And then there he goes. So anyway, what else going on, Chuck?
Dan Quayle reportedly has chosen tonight's Larry King Live program to announce his plans to seek the GOP presidential nomination.
Yeah.
The word comes from the Indianapolis Star and News, which says the former vice president plans to make a political announcement on Larry King Live. Quayle telling the paper he is, quote, uniquely positioned and prepared to be the president of the United States. God. And one other item, in one of the biggest cancer studies of its kind ever undertaken, the results. It had been thought for years that a high-fiber diet helped prevent colon cancer. The study says not so. The research in the New England Journal of Medicine found no evidence that eating lots of bran, beans, and other high-fiber foods does anything to lower the risk of colon cancer. It sounds nuts, but it does still apply to certain other things. Helps keep cholesterol down, arteries clear, all that sort of thing. But apparently has no effect at all in this study that followed nearly 90,000 women for 16 years, that it has any sort of application to the prevention of colon cancer. The nuts? Absolutely.
Well, I guess. I don't know. It's just one study, and it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Somebody with some agenda of some sort. It's 22 till the hour.
Young girl, Imus in the morning.
It's just, I like them both, and particularly Francesa, but they're just awful. They both talk at once. Then they had a black caller on, a guy who sounded like he was going to be a great caller. Mm-hmm. And they were talking about Latrell Sprewell, and the caller was making a point about how the Madison Square Garden, Dave Check and those other phonies over there, cut Marv all this slack, and either Chris or Mike made the point that, well, Marv didn't choke anybody, and the guy said, yeah, but he bit on the girl. It could have been a great call, but they wouldn't shut up. Neither Mike nor Chris would shut up, particularly Mike. Huh. God, they're awful. It's just awful radio. It's just awful. Do you have any control over them? You don't.
None.
None. The only person who will listen to anything you have to say is me.
That's true.
Russ and Steve, they think they're on some kind of roll, and
you're the ideal employee.
Well,
yeah, I don't think so.
God,
you're the ideal employee, man.
They are awful. I am. I'm far easier to work with than anybody at the radio station.
That's true.
They're awful. God, they're just awful.
Imus in the morning. 2020 sports.
Here's Jennings.
Suck.
Holding. Lobs it up. Solomon for the win. No good! No good!
The UConn stays unbeaten. Good morning. Mike Breen with sports. Joe D'Ambrosio the call. WTIC in Hartford. Number 1 ranked Connecticut. Surviving a scare.
Why was the quality on that tape so awful? Was that the way it was back in the tape room?
No, it sounded much better out there.
Well, check that. It's awful.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Needing overtime to win at Miami. UConn, the only undefeated team left in the country. But the big news was in college football. Northwestern losing coach Gary Barnett to Colorado. And right away, they hired a fellow by the name of Randy Walker to replace him. Walker said he's going to hit the road to recruit players.
We have 1 week left, a week and a half left to recruit. Let's try to touch, see, feel, hug, whatever we got to do the next week or so, and get with as many of those young men as we can.
Touching and feeling young men.
Good Lord.
To use an old college football phrase, this guy's a homo.
No.
And he's now the new coach of Northwestern.
That's great.
NFL news, Bill Walsh has returned to the 49ers. The former San Francisco Super Bowl champ is now the general manager of the team. And at yesterday's press conference, he talked about his new role.
It'll be my job to manage the organization and to deal with the real challenges that will be occurring in the next few months.
Still sharp as a tack.
Wow.
Bill Walsh.
Bill Walsh. Clearly note time, dog drag time for him. So.
He's spent the last couple of years as a motivational speaker around the country. While the fans of the Broncos and Falcons pumped up for the Super Bowl, fans of the New York Jets continue to go through withdrawal. It's been days since the Jets lost to the Broncos, yet WFAN in New York continue to receive calls like this one on their midday program with hosts Russ Salzberg and Steve Summers.
Let's go to Mike from Bangor, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, this is Mike. How you doing, Russ and Steve?
Go ahead.
Good. How you doing? Hi. Okay. I just wanted to let you know that I'm very upset. I'm a diehard Jets fan, season ticket holder too, and we've seen a great team this year. Much better than a lot of the football teams, including, I think, they were better than Denver.
Obvious denial, despite the loss. A stupid statement. So how does Russ Salzberg respond to this caller?
For you to say that they're a better team, I think that's kind of silly on this Monday morning.
A kindler, gentler Russ Salzberg. He's changed.
The new Russ.
Yeah, the new Russ. Not like the old days when he had this type of response.
The Devils are an underdog, right?
Right.
Right. So if they're going to win,
Do you think the Devils? Do you think the Devils? Do you think the Devils
need an extra lift?
Do you think the Devils are a huge underdog?
He's turned over a new leaf.
Oh, man. You're the program director of this radio station?
Well, I made him kinder and gentler.
Jesus, God almighty. I mean,
that's the old Russ.
There's a new Russ now.
It's a new Russ, exactly.
You can tell. No. We like the new Russ.
14 to the hour. And anyways, what's the matter? Why are you looking at me?
Well, over the past 48 hours, I've just tried to speculate on what in the hell happens in your feeble mind to cause these utter cataclysms of rage. Happen over nothing. Over absolutely nothing.
Well, I've gotten better, though, don't you think?
No.
Not at all.
I haven't gotten any better over the years.
No, you haven't.
You've got better for a little while.
Yeah, you did.
And now you've reverted back to the old...
You're right back.
I have.
The honeymoon, literally and figuratively, are over.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the Morning.
I admit that I have sometimes lose my temper. Can we move on with this? I admit that. Well, what's wrong?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Well, I've admitted it.
Fine.
I'm going to try to work on it. What more do you want, Bernard?
There's nothing more you can do.
Answer me, you bald-headed geek.
I want you to pass away.
No, you don't want me to.
That sums it up. Anything short of that is not satisfactory.
But I mean, I don't see how that solves anything. You people wishing me dead. How does that solve anything?
I don't know that it does.
It probably doesn't.
Imus in the morning.
Shut up. Maggot. Statement of Silly Hour here on the Imus in the Morning program. And, well, we're going to go back to Bernard, I guess, but it's just not good.
Very well.
You need to vote. You have 10 days to vote in the Imus American Book Awards at Barnes & Noble. You can vote online at barnesandnoble.com, or you can pick up a ballot at Barnes & Noble and vote for one of 12 books nominated for first prize $100,000. 3 other authors will win $50,000 each, all sponsored by Barnes & Noble and the A&E Television Network. And the nominees are all listed online. I won't go through them now, but I understand a couple of the nominees of the editors are leading the voting, which let's just raise a red flag here.
You bet.
But I don't know. It doesn't make any difference. Don't care. What else are we going to do? I don't know. Here's Ed from Florida on line 1 about the Santa Fe chicken massacre, in which my brother's Siberian Huskies broke in his house and ate these baby chickens that he was raising in a little brooder there in the kitchen. There were 20 chickens and 1 survived.
Yeah.
Sad. I understand new chickens are arriving today. But anyway.
Really?
Good morning, Ed.
Good morning. How are you this morning, Mr. Imus?
I'm not in a good mood.
Yeah, he's great. I know that. I know. Some mornings your name backwards would more fit you. You know, your first name backwards is Nod.
Yeah.
Yes. And that chicken survivor, could you call that chicken lucky?
I guess you could, yes.
Yeah. And could you impeach the Huskies?
I guess you could.
And by all means, could you get the shepherd a mate so it doesn't have to steal from Fred?
Would you adjust a note on your sweater and go back over in the bleachers there to dog track him? Here on line 2 from Yukon, Oklahoma is old Jack, Garth Brooks' hometown, by the way. Good morning, Jack.
Good morning.
The anti-Hank is Kinky, and I call him.
I'm with Kinky on this, I'm sorry to say.
Yeah. Have you purchased Kinky's album?
I have not yet, Don.
You know what's good about it?
What's that?
Kinky's not on it. Well, no, Kinky is on it. You know, actually, Kinky sings on... This album features Willie Nelson and Delbert McClinton and Leroy Parnell, Dwight Yoakam, Marty Stewart, Pretty Little Marty, Tom Paul Glazer, Billy Swan and Lyle Lovett and the Geezen's Laws and stuff. Kinky sings a couple songs on there, 17 cuts on this thing. But actually pretty good.
Right.
But then, you know, I love Kinky, so... what do you want?
I like Kinky, too.
Yeah.
Don, didn't General Custer's horse survive the massacre?
Yes, he did.
Comanche was his name?
Yes, it was.
How about the chicken? Let's call him Comanche.
I like that, don't you, Charles?
That's a good idea.
That's a great idea, Jack.
Yeah.
And by the way, congratulations on Newsweek.
Thanks.
All of us that have our handprints in the cement outside the Palace Bar in Prescott, we cheer you.
Okay, well, do you have your handprints in this outside the Palace Bar in Prescott?
Amen.
Oh, you do?
And also, Fred Siberian Husky reminds me of a little writing on the Palace Bar men's room. It says, Lassie kills chickens.
Okay, Jack, that's 4 minutes until the hour.
Imus in the morning.
Hi, I'm Imus in the morning. This is WFAN in New York. It's time for the local news, and here with that is Charles McCoy. Good morning, Chuck.
Morning, I-Man. Some of the local headlines, Coast Guard rescuers are to decide in a matter of a few hours whether to continue or cancel the search for 4 clammers still missing since their boat sank on Monday. A daybreak search will be made for the crew of the Adriatic, after which officials will determine whether it's worth it to continue the search that already has covered an 8,000 square mile area at sea. The head of the New Jersey State Police says he would be risking troopers' lives by having them work security at a Meadowlands concert coming up to raise money for a convicted cop killer. Colonel Carl Williams is outraged that the New Jersey Sports and Exposition Authority has scheduled a January 28th Rage Against the Machine concert to raise money for Mumia Abu Jamal, a black journalist and activist on Pennsylvania's death row in the 1981 murder of a white Philadelphia police officer. The driver of an Atlantic City-bound casino bus that crashed on Christmas Eve, killing 8 people, has been cited in the accident. Also injured 15 people in that. Driver Valerie Viner has been cited for reckless driving and will get 5 points on his license in connection with the Garden State Parkway accident. A judge is to determine how much the 52-year-old Brooklyn man should pay in fines. He also is facing a number of civil lawsuits stemming from the crash. And New Jersey State Police spokesman John Haggerty says Viner also received summonses for possession of a false logbook and possession of a radar detector, which is illegal aboard a bus. Good. The radar and logbook violations carry fines of at least $50 each.
That's great.
OSHA is recommending fines totaling $26,000 against a Mount Vernon, New York company. The federal agency says a scaffolding that collapsed last summer in Times Square, a woman died in that, had been improperly constructed. The July 21st accident at the Condé Nast building shut down dozens of Times Square businesses. Federal citations issued against Universal Builders Supply don't say whether defects in the scaffolding itself caused it to collapse. New York City's official investigation into the accident goes on. And 75-year-old taxicab driver and Holocaust survivor Sam Goldstein was crestfallen last week when his taxi got crushed in the garage collapse. But Mayor Giuliani vowed to help, and a local Ford dealership provided the driver with a new car yesterday. It'll be paid for when Goldstein gets his insurance settlement on his demolished cab.
What was a Ford dealership, do we know?
I don't know. Giuliani gave Goldstein, who's been driving taxis for 45 years, we'll find out, though, for you, the keys to his new wheels at City Hall yesterday. iSports with Mike Breen coming up in the hour ahead, and the weather, increasing clouds, the high today 45, rain developing tonight, the low around 40, and it is 39 degrees right now at 3 minutes after the hour.
It's time to reward yourself.
Chubby thumping here on the Imus in the Morning program. It is 7 minutes after the hour. Margaret Carlson from Time Magazine.
Get your gum off your cheek now.
Boomer Esiason and Mike Barnacle are all coming up, and Bernard McGurk is in Washington, D.C. There at the Capitol, standing by with live folks. Early this morning, we talked with Tim Russet in what was an interminable 2.5 minutes. God almighty. And then Bernard was chasing Ted Kennedy down the street, Ted being picked up in a van, obviously.
Yeah.
Now far too fat to fit in a limo, even. And some poor kid from an Iranian child who is an intern in Senator Chuck Robb's office.
Yes.
So Bernard with more folks. Now we'll go back to him in just a second. Now, Gregory Craig, who gave a very pedestrian performance yesterday in defending the president of the Senate, and Cheryl Mills, a young black woman who was. Am I being too harsh here?
In view of the general response in the papers and what have you, I would say you're being harsh. Now, whether it's too harsh is just a matter of interpretation.
She was awful. She was embarrassing. It was like it was high school time. It was like she had been sedated. She was on Valium. It was just, and it was so patronizing to take a young black woman and put her on the floor of the United States Senate and trying to defend the president and these bogus allegations about, well, they may or may not be bogus, but about perjury and obstruction of justice. We know it's an impeachment thing, and then have her talk about his commitment to civil rights is just makes your skin crawl. And her performance, she was awful. I mean, she was awful.
Well, she is.
And it doesn't do any good for people to patronize her and talk about what a wonderful orator. She's not. She's awful. She was awful. I'm sure she's a lovely, bright young woman. That's not the point. If she were some white guy from Georgia, they'd be hammering her if she gave that kind of performance. It's so annoying. God, I don't understand why. I don't get it. Do you?
Whether we're not on the same page, or we're out of the loop, or I'm
not. I'm the first one to praise these various performances of these individuals when it's appropriate. But this was something you couldn't even watch. You felt great compassion for her that she had been put in this position. She's obviously not a very bright young lawyer, but I mean, oh God, she was just awful. It was just awful. You couldn't watch it. It's just. And then Charles and I were talking last night about it's not personal, believe me, but I can't. If Bob Barr is on television, I can't stand it. I'm scared actually. He looks like David Duke when he's got this Hitler mustache. I mean, I know that's horrible to say, but he's and Robert Torricelli is or Dick Gephardt. These are three people I just
can't handle them.
But maybe it's just because I'm just a cranky old bastard, and I think that could be it. I don't think so. I mean, I'm cranky, but anyway, what's the news? What's going on? I know what the news is, but I want to do something.
Right. It was 1 year ago today that people everywhere, America awoke to a shocking story of a presidential affair with a young intern, complete with ominous allegations of a White House cover-up. 1 year ago today.
Sam Donaldson had him resigning in 48 hours, by the way.
People opened up their copies of the Washington Post to read about the improper relationship involving Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky.
I remember Russert was jumping up and down. Remember him screaming when he wasn't getting the name of the dog wrong? He was jumping up and down screaming about, well, this thing's got to be resolved in 72 hours.
Oh, yeah. That's put this behind us now. Well, I bet they do. They wish they had resolved it within 72 hours. Yeah. The White House legal team concludes its defense of the president today. Former Arkansas Senator Dale Bumpers will give the closing argument. The 24-year Senate veteran, following a presentation by President Clinton's private attorney, David Kendall, goes first.
Oh, God, another horrid human being.
Mr. Bumpers is a very popular former senator who is considered one of the most skilled orators to have been in that chamber in some time. Yesterday it was Greg Craig, White House Special Counsel, and Deputy Counsel Cheryl Mills at the forefront. Craig at one point urged senators to look very carefully at the evidence.
After reading, seeing, hearing, and studying the evidence for your...
And Ms. Mills, as you pointed out, Iman, spoke extensively about the issue of civil rights, denying President Clinton compromised Paula Jones' civil rights.
I can assure you that your decision to follow the facts and the law and the Constitution and acquit this president will not shake the foundation of the House of Civil Rights.
And it didn't. It just.
I mean, that's making deposits in the karma bank that you'll regret the rest of your life. I mean, that's. That's criminal.
She's a plotting speaker, but
to run the civil rights up to flagpole. Why don't we get? But one of the reasons I nominated Lanny Grenier's book in these hideous book awards is simply because she addresses that issue, the president's commitment to civil rights, which is just, it's just disgraceful. It's just, but I've got to stop getting so worked up.
Yeah, you got to stop getting so angry about it.
Because I was talking to my friend Howard Kurtz in the Washington Post yesterday about news as entertainment and whether, and since the days of Will Rogers, it's been news, but it's in an appropriate venue. Maybe a program like this or others. But Mr. Kurtz, of course, is talking about whether it has taken over the front page of the Washington Post and the New York Times and Meet the Press and Sam and Cokie and that kind of stuff. And whether that's the attraction for ordinary people, that they look at it as strictly entertainment as opposed to trying to be a good citizen and caring about, like they had some folks on from Denver last night with Elizabeth Farnsworth on the News Hour with Jim Laird. She's great, by the way, isn't she?
Yes, she is.
And they're never valid, these little focus groups they get together, because the people, they all know they're on television, and they all have an agenda, and they're all some politically active geek from their local community, in this particular case Denver, but all talking about how they want to discuss what everybody really cares about, and the health care, Social Security, and so on.
Right.
And yet, if they were to put Monica Lewinsky on the floor of the Senate there and have her testify live, they'd get an 80 share. So, I mean, who are these people kidding,
Yeah.
That's why it's refreshing to hear somebody like Cokie Roberts and others, and Frank Rich, and folks at least be honest about it. Whether it's all appropriate or not, it's another debate, but I don't know. But maybe I don't know. Maybe I just.
I think you got to deal with it. I guess. Come back to us.
It's time now for the New York Stock Exchange Business Report, sponsored by the New York Stock Exchange. That would follow, wouldn't it?
Sure.
You can learn more about the world's largest equities market by visiting the New York Stock Exchange Interactive Education Center at 20 Broad Street, or the New York Stock Exchange website at nysc.com. Well, Crazy Al spoke yesterday and testified before the House and Ways and Means Committee, Alan Greenspan.
Yep.
He made no mention of irrational exuberance when he appeared before the committee, but he did say that he thought stock prices were inflated somewhat, and that the U.S. economy overall, however, was in excellent shape. I guess Al predicting some sort of adjustment here in the Dow, apparently. Mr. Greenspan told the folks there that he had serious objections to the president's proposal to allow a government a government board invest a quarter of Social Security's cash reserves in the stock market. I don't blame him. Jesus, God almighty. He does support the president's idea of putting 62% of the government's budget surplus into the cash reserves of Social Security. Some of the thoughts from our friend Crazy Al Greenspan, the pretty hunky husband of Andrea Mitchell, who appears frequently on this program. Ms. Mitchell being the correspondent who covers the State Department for NBC News. Stocks were narrowly mixed yesterday on Wall Street with the Dow down about 19 points. Margaret Carlson, Mike Barnacle, and Bernard McGurk is live in Washington, D.C. And want to go to Bernard just briefly now? Okay, Bernard, stand by, because that woman got a few minutes there.
Hopefully.
Okay, stand by. We'll be back with you in just a couple of minutes.
My fellow Americans, I am about to sign into law the Civil Rights Act of 1964. I want to take this occasion to talk to you about what that law means to every American. Americans of every race and color have worked to build a nation of widening opportunities. Now, our generation of Americans has been called on to continue the unending search for justice within our own borders. We believe that all men are created equal, yet many are denied equal treatment. We believe that all men have certain unalienable rights, yet many Americans do not enjoy those rights because of the color of their skin.
Imus in the morning.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I get on me.
Yeah, you set him down there.
Warming up to a high of about
He's doing a
46.
fine
Showers
job.
beginning early tonight and lasting through most of the weekend, the low 42. And currently it's 39 degrees. This report's brought to you by Comedy Central, The Daily Show with anchorman Jon Stewart. Tonight, don't miss Carmen Electra at 11 on Comedy Central. I'm Lori McNichol for the Nextel Communications Fan Highway Patrol.
It's 23 after the hour, and I am Imus, the one that's going to Washington, D.C. live now, and Bernard McGurk's there. Good morning, Bernard.
Good morning, I-Man. We're standing here outside the Capitol building in our nation's capital where daylight has just come, and probably so has the president based on his history.
Oh, God,
we're standing here with a young lady named
Andrea.
Andrea and I have been standing here keeping each other warm for so long. Do you mind if I call you Sugar Bush?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I won't do that then. What did you think of the President's State of the Union speech the other night?
Well, I thought it was pretty interesting. I wondered if there was just a lot of rhetoric, and I wonder if there's anything that's really going to come from anything he says.
Did you feel the love between him and Hillary that evening?
No, I didn't really feel anything.
Did you? Do you think they shared a good cigar after that speech?
I have no idea, and I'm not interested in it.
Let me ask you this: how do you feel about the president putting Rosa Parks and Sammy Sosa up as sort of as photo op Negroes up there on the?
Actually, I kind of have a problem with your question, but he chose to do that. He didn't ask my opinion, so it doesn't really matter, actually.
Yeah,
sure. I am glad that they did get some exposure for what they
less
have
pains
done.
of the world.
That's right.
Because I tolerate this. That's an inappropriate question for that poor woman, Bernard. You're a disgraceful human being. I'm demanding that you apologize to her.
You have to stop.
Are you saying something to me, I-Man?
Bernard McGurk live in Washington. It's 24 after the hour. Mike Barnacle is coming up. We'll go back to Bernard later. Can't we? There's anything we can do with Bernard. Because, you see, here's what I want various columnists to do from now on. If you're going to hammer me, at least say that I allow. Don't attribute it to me, but I will take responsibility for allowing Bernard to be an idiot.
You're the leader.
But isn't that
Which
fair?
makes you the lead idiot.
That's fine. I don't care. But I mean, it's not something I'm doing. It's just I don't have enough sense, because.
That's right.
Well, because I like Bernard, so I'm not going to apologize for Bernard. No. Nothing's going to happen to him, so he'll have to live with it. But, I mean, at least get it, at least,
draw some accurate arrows.
Distinctions in terms of about how the material is presented and all. I guess, I don't know. Barnacle's coming up, see how he's doing. I wonder if he's gone. Now, Barnacle had this sextuple bypass surgery, and Apparently has not suffered any bout of depression over all of this, although...
Apparently he's done remarkably well in this period.
Now, the reaction from around the country has been... I asked Dana yesterday, I said, what's the reaction? Oh, hey, did you know Dana's pregnant?
Yeah.
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 All right.
And she comes in to tell me this, and I said, uh-huh. And how about our program? And how about the ranch? And how about the ABX?
Yeah, hello.
No, you didn't say that, did you?
You said all that there. Hello.
Certainly.
You're pregnant?
No. I don't think so.
Well, when you come
whose
back.
time?
Yeah. How did this happen?
So, anyway.
She said she's going to work till the due date.
Well, you're
and
darn
then
right.
my wife's sister, Barbara, who's an adorable young woman, who's just great. She's going to have twins. Barbara
really?
is, yeah.
Oh. Holy cow.
She runs some city up in Connecticut, Southfield or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. She was a
city manager deal?
She's a city manager, some. You think I would know, wouldn't you? I do know. I just can't think of it right now.
Okay.
But anyway, she's going to have twins, and I love her. She really is a sweetheart, and it's one member of the family I can tolerate. But anyway, two, her sister,
right,
who I love dearly. Anyway, where else are we?
I don't know, I-Man. I-Man's troubled today, I can tell.
Well,
having some problems. Discomfited.
You know what I think is disgraceful?
What?
I think it's disgraceful to patronize people like Cheryl Mills, this young woman who appeared on the floor of the Senate yesterday on behalf of the president. I mean, you expect it from the president. I mean, that display the other night, honoring his wife and mouthing "I love you" was
troubling.
Was beneath. I don't even know how to describe it. I don't even know. I mean, I wasn't even aware of it until I was talking to Cokie Roberts about it. Charles and I both missed that, you know.
Well, I was a little taken aback by the reason I missed it, I think, is I was still trying to get over I honor my wife, using that word.
It was so disgraceful, they ran a clip of it on Access Hollywood with Pat O'Brien and what's her name? What that woman's name is? Nancy
Dern.
Beaglebunger.
Yeah.
Whatever. Odell or whatever.
Odell.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, God. I mean, it's just I don't know. And then to put a young black woman on the floor of the Senate to run the civil rights up I mean, the president's commitment to civil rights is just, I don't know. How do they, I don't know how these people live with themselves. Do you?
Well, as I say, judging from everything that I'm seeing this morning, is we're out of the loop.
No, we're not. We're honest. That's all.
Well,
we're not patronizing. No, we're not politically correct.
Okay.
Racists.
We're out of the loop so far as the mainstream press is concerned. The printed press. Let me just put it that way.
Well, give me the name of somebody who thought she was a wonderful orator and that was anything other than a performance you couldn't even watch. It was so embarrassing.
The New York Post correspondent Brian Blomquist. Mm-hmm. As this David Von Drell in the Washington Post, R.W. Apple in the New York Times.
What does Johnny Apple have to say about this?
Well,
by the way, I thought he and Tom Wicker were someplace getting their hair washed.
She made a striking presentation, dropping her voice to a melodramatic murmur as she sought to demolish the case constructed by the House managers last week. There's a big piece, a nice piece on her in the Washington Post titled, headlined, "A Brand New Legal Star on the Rise."
Oh, God almighty.
She cut a striking figure on the Senate floor. Her most powerful role might have been in giving voice to the black and female voters who have always been the president's strongest supporters. Senate Democrats, as it's noted here, as might be expected, loved Mills' speech. Home run, extraordinary, remarkable, telegenic, graceful. All I'm saying is, this is what I'm seeing here. Powerful orator.
Well,
there we go.
Some of that, I guess it's just not true. It's just you couldn't watch it. It was like that speech that what's her name gave at the Republican convention. She was what was her name? Susan Molinari.
Yeah, Susan Molinari.
It wasn't
high school assembly. I'm running for student body president speech.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't watch it. It made you so uncomfortable.
Ms. Mills concluded with a spirited rebuttal to the idea that Mr. Clinton had tried to deny a woman, Paula Jones, her civil rights.
I mean, that is just so fraudulent and transparent, and nobody bought into that other than R.W. Apple, who's...
I'm just telling you.
That's criminal.
Just reading from...
I know what you're doing, but it's just...
And I'm the one who will not raise taxes.
Poor George. He can't help it. He was born with a silver foot in his mouth.
Imus in the morning.
A winter storm may be great to look at, but it can prove treacherous to drive in. Fortunately, there's the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited. Grand Cherokee offers remarkable capability with its exclusive available. Trying to get me to put Dan Abrams on to argue the point about Cheryl Mills' performance yesterday, and Dan, of course, covered Court TV and all the trials for Court TV, and covers these various things for NBC News now. And it's Dan's position that she was a sterling performance, and it wasn't. It was embarrassing. And it was equally embarrassing, but maybe I'm being too harsh. I don't know. Maybe it's just...
Well, reasonable. People can reasonably disagree. That's all.
Not personal.
Sure, of course not.
But it's if she were not a woman, if she were not black, if she were a white woman from Georgia, or it would be described as what it was a rank amateurish performance and bogus and fraudulent to run a civil rights flag up to about the president's commitment to civil rights. You need to read Lenny Guinea's book, Lift Every Voice, which is nominated in the book awards, to discover what the president's commitment to civil rights is. I mean, that's just... But to do that, to try to defend the president and suggesting that he didn't violate Paula Corbin Jones and her hideously bogus lawsuit is it's just the whole thing is just
troubling.
It just makes me crazy. All right, here's Barnacle from Boston. Good morning, Mr. Barnacle.
Good morning.
God, I'm so upset. I can't stand it.
Well, I can't believe too harsh. I've never heard you be too harsh on anyone or anything.
Have you? Did you watch any of that yesterday?
You know, I did not.
Okay.
I did not. I'm sick of it.
How is your this bypass thing working out? How do you feel?
I feel great.
Did you get depressed at all? No.
No, I didn't. That's because I told you. I mean, I suffered enough depression during the month of September and October to last a lifetime.
So are you?
I mean, I actually looked at this as winning a lottery ticket.
Are you? Are you back on television yet?
I am.
Oh, you are? How's that going?
It's going fine so far, I guess. Nobody's come up and given me a pie in the face yet.
You know, I asked Dana yesterday, I said, how are these columns that Barnacle does for us, how are they? She says that we have never gotten, for anything we've ever done, I don't understand this, but we have never gotten more reaction, either on the radio or on MSNBC, and she even tells me that you get fan mail. Is that true?
Yeah, I do. Don't tell the New York Post, though.
Well, I'm happy about that.
I am, too.
Did you write something for this morning?
I did.
Read it to me.
Okay, I will. You know, I must admit that as I watched Charles Ruff the other afternoon and then saw his client, the president, later in the evening, I was consumed by a wave of exhaustion. And I think I'm merely one more ordinary American who is finally and totally worn down, as well as worn out by the simple sights and sounds of this Clinton presidency. I'm tired of listening as he tells us he must get back to the work of the people, and I'm tired of watching the two of them, husband and wife, the world's most self-pitying couple, continually invade my privacy with their public hand-holding and totally incredible declarations of mutual devotion. I'm tired of having the lands led by a constant defendant in court cases I can't explain to my children. I'm tired of all the noise, clamor, and opinion that has draped itself across the presidency during the past 12 months. I'm tired of lawyers, law professors, and people like me filling the cable airwaves each day and all night, getting FaceTime while adding very little to the public dialogue. I want it over, ended, finished. I want the country returned to its rightful owners. Tuesday was a particularly draining day, with Ruff in the afternoon and Clinton at night. The President's counsel was spectacular because he introduced the Senate to the age-old concept of reasonable doubt in a case where the prosecution is demanding the death penalty for a guy with boiling loins who got caught lying about sex. A few hours later, the President himself appeared in perhaps the first ever nationally televised example of jury tampering. Oh, man.
That's a great line.
Clinton talked of great things and of the new century about to unfold. He held out the promise of higher goals and lower taxes, better paying jobs and better built schools, safer streets and no more wars, saving Social Security and improving the access and affordability of HMOs, things we all want. But in the end, it was simply another speech by a guy who has treated everyone and everything, his country, his presidency, his few friends, even his own family, with a cavalier shabbiness that is truly shameful. No doubt he'll survive the Senate trial and not be convicted. Editorial writers and other deep thinkers feel that will be the palm print he leaves in our history. Well, I'm not smart enough, wise enough, or thoughtful enough to contradict such views. I do know, though, that once you get past the instant analysis and glib opinion-mongering and take a walk anywhere in the real country around us, it's pretty clear that Clinton's actual legacy might already be rattling around in the culture, kind of like a Teflon-coated bullet, ricocheting from one internal organ to another, doing damage that will bleed out and be discovered later. Tuesday night, the President spoke a lot about schools and his hope for children who will come of age in the 21st century. Yet if you spend any time at all, with kids currently in high school, you'll find that his bizarre behavior, the lying, the sex, the absurd semantic contortions, doesn't embarrass many of them because they think it's so incredibly lame and it's what they expect from people in public life. So a whole bunch of kids automatically assume that the presidency contains all the aura and majesty of a daytime TV show. These kids are smart, young, and deeply cynical. They assume, wrongly, that everybody does it, that lying is the ladder to political success, that cheating is no big deal, that the president is no more important and has no more impact on their lives than some celebrity they see on Access Hollywood or some city councilor who campaigns at the town dump. The kids are surely tired of watching a circus where the main act involves an exhibition of political pornography, along with a magic routine featuring an escape artist from Arkansas. Well, I'm tired, too. Tired of the trial this president has put us all through. Tired of seeing the victims left in his callous wake. I don't know. Maybe I'm like you. I just want Bill Clinton to leave us alone. I want the country returned to its rightful owners. That's it.
Thanks, Barnacle.
Thank you.
Mike Barnacle from Boston here on the Imus Morning Program. If you want to read his column, you can punch it up at msnbc.com, or you can call the radio station, or you can... I don't know what you can do. That's what you can do.
Well, those are your options.
Jury tampering.
Yeah.
It's 18 minutes till the hour. Mike Breener's coming up. Then we're going to talk with Margaret Carlson from Time Magazine. So I try to get the gum out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Kinky Friedman's new CD, Pearls in the Snow, is now available through Fred out at the Auto Body Express for $19.57, on cassette for $14.57. And while you're at it, there are a few Auto Body Express calendars left, the 1999 version with some of the great photographs ever taken of the Southwest that my wife led me to and carried my cameras and said, take this.
Point, click.
So, which I did in most of the cases.
And it worked out.
And there's a great shot of me, Wyatt, and Wyatt's horse, PJ, on the cover that Deirdre took with a Nikon N50, by the way. There's a great shot of out the window of the kitchen at the old ranch house. Another shot through the keyhole, which is a hole in a rock there at Monument Valley that somebody from Arizona Highways, I believe, discovered. And some folks told me about, and I went up there and spent a couple of weeks waiting for the light to be right to shoot. And there's another great shot of, there's a high school, Monument Valley High School, right there at Monument Valley, just out in the middle of nowhere. And in the middle of this, of all of these red rocks and stuff, there's this green football field. And somehow a herd of sheep got out on there. And I was driving by and took a photograph of it.
It's the neatest shot.
There's a picture of the old ranch house where Fred and I spent some time growing up in the 50s. And there's some other stuff, an old mission down in Tucson, some Great photographs.
Worth getting hold
So
of.
you can order that and the Kinky's CD, and don't forget to pick up a couple of jugs of Fred Southwest Salsa. You can get Fred Southwest Salsa at all Pathmark and Big Y supermarkets. Look for the turquoise buffalo on the label. And also you can find Fred Southwest Salsa at all A&P and Walbaum's supermarkets. The Autobot Express, sponsored by our friends at Mohegan Sun, the Native American Casino, exit 79A, Interstate 395 in Uncasville, Connecticut. Breen is coming up.
I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. I never told anybody to lie, not a single time, never. These allegations are false, and I need to go back to work for the American people.
Imus in the morning.
Chatting casually now with PC Modem, the computer genius.
In America's courtrooms, lawyers seem more concerned with winning than the truth.
Every weekday, you get your chance to call in, cut through the legalese, and dissect the evidence from the historic impeachment trial.
Because attorneys don't control this courtroom, you do.
Judge and Jury, today at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific on MSNBC. MSNBC's John Hockenberry, an award-winning journalist who's covered the world's biggest newsmakers. Now the newsmakers are coming to him. From politics to pop culture, the big stories and the people making them, his view of the world will open your eyes. Hockenberry, tonight at 8 Eastern and Pacific on MSNBC.
I've seen every card there is. Thousands of cards. Super 8's VIP card. It says, congratulations, your reservation is guaranteed, and you get 10% off. Life's great at Super 8.
You know, Terry's a big fat suck-ass, too.
What are you talking
You don't have to say that.
Why?
Because he's a good guy and he works hard for this show. I didn't say he didn't, but he's a big pansy.
Well, what did he do?
Nah, he's a sucker, too. He's a lovable pansy. Let me talk here.
In the right lane. Yeah, weather mild again today with increasing cloudiness, high around 46.
I don't know.
Developing early tonight with the low only around 42, and at the moment it's up.
I'm Lorena Bobbitt for the next Communications Fan Howard Show.
It's 10 minutes till the hour, and I am Imus in the morning. We sent Bernard to Washington, D.C., and he's at the Four Seasons Hotel. He's not at the Four Seasons Hotel now, but I was forced to call Robin Brown, our friend at the Four Seasons in Boston, which could be the most beautiful hotel in America.
Yeah.
And Mr. Brown, of course, is our guy. We love him.
Most well-run.
Yeah, because Stan Bromley down at the Four Seasons in Washington is apparently at some NABLA convention up in Toronto, so Man-Boy Love Association convention, and was unable to be at the Four Seasons in D.C. So, but apparently Mr. Brown took care of Bernard. Anyway, let's go back to Bernard and what will be yet another embarrassing display here on the Imus Morning program. Good morning, Bernard.
Good morning, I-Man. Yes, we're outside the nation's, the Capitol building in the nation's capital, and we were checking the pulse of this city, the citizenry. And last night we were outside Union Station and we talked to the following homeless person. As we continue to get a feel for the pulse of Washington, D.C. during these important Senate impeachment trial hearings times, we're standing here with this gentleman. What's your name, sir?
My name is What?
What happened?
What? W-A-K-T.
That your name is what?
What man? Yeah, what?
And what are you doing out here tonight?
Come to the movies. See the movies.
Sneak in?
Went to the movies.
I hear you. Now listen, have you been following the proceedings back here in the Senate?
Yes, I have.
And what do you think?
I think I think they really they doing something to Clinton, and I don't like it because he's a good man.
Yeah, they're harassing him. It's like as Clarence Thomas once called it, a high-tech lynching.
Right.
And you don't think it should be going on?
No, I think we should just leave him alone. Let him go his work. Do his work.
Another gentleman unhappy with the status of things here in Washington, D.C.
Great interview.
And as a matter of fact, if you follow me this way, we have this gentleman right here. Sir, what's your name? Let me ask you, what's your name?
Terry.
Terry, were you happy with that cover of Newsweek last week with Don Imus on it?
No, I wasn't.
You were PO'd, right?
Right. I'm very PO'd. They should do more for people around Washington and get jobs around here, and then go and get the president.
Bernard, take one of his crutches and smack him in the head with it.
For over a year now.
The man is homeless. He's a victim of, what is it, Clintonomics, right?
Yes, that's all it is. And if they would let the president do what they want him to do, we will not be homeless, and we would have food in our stomach instead of bugs.
This guy's better than Fred Imus, believe me.
And the Senate should just leave him alone and get to business.
Bernard talking to a gentleman on the street in Washington
doing
on crutches.
people's work and not what
be.
they want to do.
That's what I'm saying.
And I don't believe in what they say about the Clinton, because I think he's doing a wonderful job.
Yeah, great, and you're homeless.
Making more sense than either of the Imus brothers.
Because he's been a wonderful president until the Senate and the House got involved.
Yeah, okay.
And after they got involved,
7 minutes from
they
now.
just wanted to
Imus in the morning, 2020 sports. Let's go to the audio tape.
Great news for Jet fans. Good morning. Mike Brainwood Sports. Bill Belichick is staying put.
All right.
As the stellar defensive coordinator of the Jets has let the Chiefs and Bears, two teams who are very interested in him as a head coach, they let him know that he's going to stay with the Big Tuna. Belichick said his reason for staying, he was afraid Parcells would beat him up if he left, so he'll continue as defensive coordinator with the Jets.
Smart move, because he eventually will be the head coach of the Jets, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps sooner than later.
And he tried this Cleveland Browns thing, and it didn't work out, did
No, it did not.
Bill doesn't do that well when he doesn't have Belichick either.
That's correct.
So
they're a good team.
Yeah.
Cleveland Browns will have their new coach, perhaps name him as early as today. Chris Palmer, the former offensive coordinator with the Jacksonville Jaguars, will be the new head coach of the Browns.
You're kidding.
No.
All right.
New guy getting a chance there. NBA news, Dennis Rodman has unretired or out of limbo less than 24 hours after saying he won't play this year. Carmen Electra's man says he wants to play in the NBA, but with only one of three teams, the Lakers, the Bulls, or the Knicks. Knicks, meanwhile, will officially introduce Latrell Sprewell later today as NBA camps will open up at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And finally, tennis. Peter Korda wins at the Australian Open, the defending champ advancing to the third round. It hasn't been easy for him. Fans were insulting him with jokes about his drug controversy. Korda testing positive for steroids last year and is still playing, much to the dismay of many others on the tennis tour. Women's number one player Lindsay Davenport feels there has been favoritism here regarding Korda.
We ask only that the rule of law be applied equally, neutrally, fairly, not emotionally or personally.
Impressive words from Davenport, who could be a lawyer after her career is over as one of the greatest tennis players on the tour today.
One of the great orators, one of the great legal orators of our time, Cheryl Mills.
Rising legal stars.
Oh, God almighty. I mean, just, well, okay. Let's see who hires her next. I mean, it's just outrageous. Dan Abrams, he wants to argue about it, so we're going to put him on.
All righty.
Disappointed in Mr. Abrams. But, on what basis? Compared to who?
Well,
it's coming up in 4 minutes till the hour.
Imus in the morning.
Did you hear this morning's Radio Bermuda broadcast? It explained why you could think the island was like a country club, especially if you arrived and found that you weren't constantly reaching for your wallet. That's the idea behind it.
Log on to America's Smartest Morning Radio.
Imus in the morning.
Okay, come here. Come over here. Let's talk. Come here. Let's have a word. What do you think of the speech last night? What's your name?
Well, my name is Audrey Clement, and I'm kind of amused because in 1992, Clinton said he didn't smoke. He didn't inhale. They voted for him. Why should they be so upset now? Also, there's a question of privacy. I don't care who he
No. Bernie, that'll be fine. No, we don't need to talk. That's fine. Jesus. These are my new Armani sunglasses. You don't like them?
Yeah, they're terrific.
You know, I never. You don't like them?
Well, no, but I said they're late. You said you were an idiot.
Well, but the way you said it was dismissive.
No, there's pain. A-hole. 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 You cosmic size.
You're an a-hole.
You're an a-hole.
You're an a-hole that Stephen Hawking couldn't calculate the dimensions of the a-hole you are.
You are an a-hole that is dimensionless.
Shut
Let me finish my steak.
Shut up.
Let me finish my steak.
I'll jab a pin in your ear.
No, you won't.
Well, I've gotten better, though, don't you think?
No.
Not at all.
I haven't gotten any better over the years.
You haven't.
You got better for a little while.
You did.
And now you reverted back to the old...
right back.
I have.
The honeymoon, literally and figuratively, are over.
Do they have another AA? Do they have an A-Holes Anonymous? Hello, my name is Don. I'm an A-Hole. You don't get it.
It's astonishing how he doesn't get
No.
it.
What is it that I don't...
Can't tell me he doesn't get it.
No,
He
I
doesn't
do
get it.
Don't get a common interchanges
Yes, I
between
do.
people. You have no people skills. You have none. You have zero.
Don't offer me any advice unless I ask you for
Lay
it.
down the rules.
Don't offer me... If I want advice, I'll ask you.
You need to be put to sleep.
Who needs to be put to sleep?
You need to be put to sleep. It's ridiculous.
No, ass face.
Ass face.
Yeah.
Is that necessary?
What was I supposed to say?
Anything else? Anything?
How are you?
Something that would just be civil.
How do you like-
could have been civil. That's what you could have been. You could have been civil for 30 seconds. You could have been civil. But no. You have to be an a-hole. You know you were.
I know I was, yeah.
I don't know how one just.
Well, I was
10 extra seconds.
I was irritable.
Imus in the morning. Flashback.
I'll tell you a little story about Ray Charles.
No, sure.
I was going to do a song with him called Save the Bones for Henry Jones, because Henry don't eat no meat. I'm trying to think of the guy that wrote that used to be at Capitol. I think he was one of the people who helped start Capitol. Great singer.
Mm-hmm.
So he wrote it just to be straight away, like, save the bones for Henry Jones, because Henry don't eat no meat, like that.
Yeah.
Well, Ray Charles is a jazz player, soul and all of it. When they say genius, it's sort of understatement to me.
Yeah.
Ray wanted me to sing it, but he wanted to do it jazzy. Go, save the bones for Henry Jones, because Henry don't eat no meat, like that.
Yeah.
I could never get it. Could never, ever get it. So finally he said, damn. Brother B, I thought you was a musician. What's wrong with you?
I'm doing it just with me out in New Mexico. Bald-headed stooge. I am Imus in the morning. It is 5 minutes past the hour, and Margaret Carlson from Time Magazine is coming over. We got a call from Time Magazine yesterday wanting to know if we were interested in having somebody on from Time, and I said no, we weren't. They offered Walter Isaacson, who's been on the program a couple of times, and he will never be on the program again. He's being banned for life now because he made some snippy little comment to a friend of mine at a cocktail party here in New York about the cover story that Evan Thomas did on me for Newsweek about what a suck-up piece it was. Well, of course it was a suck-up. What was it supposed to be? Hammer time? Yeah, I don't think so.
Wasn't the idea.
And how many puff pieces has Walter Isaacson written for Time Magazine? How many cover stories have they sucked up, including me, by the way?
Absolutely.
In Time Magazine a couple of years ago. Well, what is Walter Isaacson talking about?
I don't know.
That'd be a little yuppie nerd. You know, I was looking in my library up in Connecticut. Do you know what I have? I actually have a copy of a Walter Isaacson biography of Henry Kissinger that I bought independent of my association with Mr. Isaacson.
There you go.
But anyway, then they offered us Margaret Carlson, and I jumped at that because, one, we like her. We were just talking about her the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's going to be on. She's more than welcome.
Good.
That goof.
She is not a... Margaret Carlson is not a goof.
Of course she is. And then Boomer Esiason is going to be on later. Bernard's in Washington, D.C. Now, this was just a stupid idea of mine, and, I'm in a raging battle with Chernoff, the program director here at the radio station, and the people at MSNBC. They all think Bernard's great, and I think he's hideous. But one might wonder, well, why is he the executive producer of the program? I don't know. I can't explain that. And why do I put him on the air? I don't know why I do. But I do, and he'll remain on the air because I like him. Well, he's funny. He says funny stuff sometimes,
Absolutely.
but then other times he says things that are just hideously embarrassing and that I wind up getting hammered for. But anyway, here he is again, live from Washington, D.C. Bernard McGurk. Good morning, Bernard.
And I love the I-Man myself. Good morning, I-Man. We're in the nation's capital, standing outside the Capitol building. We're standing here, Imus, with with Republican Congressman J.D. Hayworth from Arizona. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Bernard. I-Man, Chuckles. Everybody back there.
Clearly a candidate for the new fat drug, Orlistat.
Thanks a bunch, Bernard, and we've got some hair replacement stuff for you, too.
All right, you got that one. You got that one.
Ask the congressman from what city in Arizona he's from.
From what in Arizona, boss?
What city in Arizona?
What city, sir, in Arizona are you from?
Scottsdale, and we're trying to work out a clemency deal for the I-Man getting in the fights out there at Scottsdale High. We're still working that pardon in for it.
Well, let me ask you this. What do you think of the President's State of the Union speech the other night?
Well, I was taking notes on it. 80 promises in 75 minutes, which I think has to be a new record.
But the whole idea of him giving the speech during the Senate impeachment trial, you didn't like that, did you?
Well, that decision was above my pay grade, but he was invited, so we let him come by and visit.
Come on, it made you sick, didn't it?
Well, it was a little tough. Let me say this, Bernard. Since he was insistent on coming down, delivering that speech in person, I'm sure he'll have no qualms should the Senate invite him to testify in person, to come down and testify before the Senate.
Of course not.
Well, let me ask you this. What disgusted you more, him giving the speech that night or the Imus on the cover of Newsweek last week?
Well, actually, I'm going to send that cover to the I-Man because I need, the autograph for famous former Arizonans. So it'd probably be the Clinton speech.
What do you think of the personal vitriol, to be serious for a minute, between the Congress people, Barney Frank not wanting to spit on Bob Barr if he's on fire, which, by the way, is ironic. It's the first time he wouldn't like a guy who's flaming, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, I'll leave that vitriol to you, Bernard. I better not make a comment in that regard.
So you're not going to stick up for your fellow congressperson?
Well, everybody, for example, I heard the I-Man this morning going off against my pal Barr, but, it's probably uncomfortable for some folks to see me on television, too, so I'm not going to rag on anybody.
Congressman J.D. Hayworth from Arizona, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Bernard. I had to come out. The bits were kind of a little rough this morning, so I'm in search of the hot dog vendor. Thought I'd come out and help.
Everybody's a critic. Back to the I-Man in the studio.
Congressman J.D. Hayworth from Arizona, from Scottsdale, Arizona. I did get in a fight one time at a... when I went to Scottsdale High School, and I wound up in juvenile hall for... I was in jail for about a month in juvenile hall.
Really?
A month?
Wow.
Absolutely. And it was a horrible experience. And
Were you attacked in jail at all?
No. And the guards told me, this kid, there's a kid at Scottsdale High School that threw acid in his cheerleader's face. And I beat the hell out of him. And unfortunately, ruptured his spleen, I believe.
Uh-oh.
And the guards, and I'll always remember, well, of course I remember this, the guards in juvenile hall told me he died. Well, you can imagine, I'm thinking, I'm in juvenile hall, I've killed somebody.
Yeah.
But that was not the case.
Yeah.
Obviously. Thankfully.
Absolutely.
But, I was an obnoxious little bastard like I am now.
Yeah.
So, anyway, it's 10 minutes after the hour. Well, is Dan Abrams on the phone yet?
I am. Good morning.
No, here's Dan Abrams. He's legal affairs analyst. Is that what you are? What are you?
I'm a correspondent with NBC.
Oh, okay. And we're reading all of these praises for Cheryl Mills's performance yesterday there in defending the president on the floor of the Senate, and I thought it was one of the, and it has nothing to do with her personally, obviously, but I just thought I couldn't watch it. It was so labored and tedious and pedantic and amateurish, and you don't share that view, right?
No, I mean, what was really powerful about it is that A, we're dealing with possibly the most important issue in this case. Keep that in mind as background, meaning, did the president try and conceal gifts? It may be the strongest of the obstruction of justice arguments they have. And as a legal matter, she breaks it down into who said what when. And the most important issue she sort of lays out in a very clear fashion is that Betty Curry has made it clear that there isn't really a dispute within the testimony, and that she is the one who called, that with regard to the issue of who called who, the president simply couldn't have been involved in this conversation. And that's an essential argument for them to make. And she made it very clearly. And I think as a legal matter, she broke down the obstruction of justice arguments very well.
Okay, I hear that. I guess I was taking a more superficial look. What a surprise at her performance, and I just thought it was. I don't know. It was like she looked like she was on Valium, and I just didn't. I don't know. But maybe I'm being too harsh. And
other people. Some people are saying, well, she played the race card. That she brought up, all of these old civil rights leaders, and should she have done that? And I think that the response would be, well, the House managers were focusing so much on civil rights, and they were sort of, they were holding up Paula Jones as the example of someone who's been denied justice in our system, and that if we are not to hold the president responsible here, people like Paula Jones all over this country will be denied their civil rights. So in a way, what they're doing is they're opening up the door to a discussion about civil rights. And that's what she did. She went right into that door.
So how did you rate her performance just as a legal orator?
I thought she was good. I mean, considering in particular it was her first time really making an argument. Yeah. This is someone who's been behind the scenes for years, 33 years old. I mean, just with those facts in mind...
Wasn't too transparent to parade her out there for this, was it?
But keep in mind that she really... this is not someone they just pulled out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
She is one of the number two people in the Office of White House Counsel behind Charles Ruff, who spoke first, and the other one's Bruce Lindsay, who's not going to be speaking. So, it's not as if they looked in the dregs of the White House Counsel office and said, boy, who can we find here? Oh, you know what? Let's get this one.
Well, gee, I got a great idea. We have a young black woman, and we can bring her in to talk about the president's commitment to civil rights. Why don't they bring Lanny Guinier and ask her about the president's commitment to civil rights?
Yeah, no, but it wasn't just a random choice of an African American woman. This is someone who had a serious position in the office.
So this is another example of me just shooting my mouth off and not having any idea what I'm talking about. Essentially, isn't it?
Well, you can have your opinion about her as an orator. I know. It's but I'll tell you, there were people. The people in the Senate chamber were really listening. There have been times inside that Senate chamber where you can tell that a large percentage of the senators are looking around, their eyes are getting heavy, they're kind of, reading the exhibits on their desks. But when Cheryl Mills, and I have to say when Greg Craig was speaking as well, there was a sense inside the Senate chamber that people were really listening. Now, that happened during some of the House managers' case as well.
According to Margaret Carlson from Time Magazine, she actually caught one senator, I forget who it was, writing thank you notes on, I believe, cream-colored stationery. She's up in the press gallery looking down on them. So.
Well, but I'll tell you, during Charles Ruff's presentation, for example, the first one of President Clinton's lawyers to go, they weren't paying as close attention. He wasn't as riveting to those who were in there. So, for whatever that's worth, it was certainly a powerful argument, in particular in the context of all of the arguments we've heard.
Well, thanks for at least shedding some intelligent light on this conversation here this morning. I greatly appreciate it, Dan. Dan Abrams from NBC News here on the Imus Morning program with some apparent sense and stuff. Well, I don't know. I don't know. It's not important. I'm so bummed out here this morning about everything.
Why are you? What has happened? What?
I don't know. I don't know.
I can tell the I-Man is troubled. But
I know what these people like John Kerry and these other people are saying privately about the president, and they won't go public with it because they don't have any guts, or it's just not politically expedient to. But it's there's just the president is just a hideous embarrassment, and it's beyond my ability to. I don't know.
So that's at the core of your sense of trouble.
Yeah,
I see.
And I'm sorry that Cokie Roberts brought it up. I just wish she hadn't brought it to my attention. But him mouthing "I love you" to I just do you understand? I don't understand. I'm offended that they would put Cheryl Mills on the floor of the Senate to run the civil rights flag up to poll in defense of. The president's behavior with Paula Corbin Jones, I think is just beyond disgraceful. Do you understand that?
I can tell.
Well, I understand it, but
no, I know, but it's not going well into the. It's not being resolved in the I-Man's computer.
I'm equally offended by creeps like Bob Barr, too, by the way. These other people. I mean, it's has nothing to do with taking one side or the other.
Yeah.
And it's ceased to be amusing, so that's another problem. It's troubling, you know. We can't find anything funny about it anymore. We could just move on to Al Gore's head, can't we?
The spot.
Yeah, we need to. We'll talk to Margaret Carlson. See, I don't know. Maybe she can shed some light on all this.
I hope.
Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe she doesn't care. 17 after the hour.
We declare our right on this earth to be a man, to be a human being, to be respected as a human being, to be given the rights of a human being in this society, on this earth, in this day, which we intend to bring into existence by any means necessary.
Imus in the morning.
I get a cheesesteak, jalapeno. Hey, yo, Matt, where's my camera switch on right?
Greg gave me two versions of the thing you heard yesterday. The long version, 2:45, the caller, and the minute 23 version. It's edited down, so we can play the full one.
Okay.
Planning 36 degrees.
Here we go.
It's equipped with the world's first front seat active head restraint system. Hurry to your local Saab dealer for their special lease programs. I'm Lori McNichol for the Nextel Communications Fan Highway Patrol.
It's coming up in 23 after the hour, and I am Imus in the morning. Boomer Esiason on football, which we have no interest in. We have so little interest in the Super Bowl that it's frightening, even though both of our very fine affiliates are in Atlanta and Denver. But
exactly.
Anyway, we'll unfortunately have to talk to him later on this morning. Richard Nixon's coming up on the President's State of the Union message, in case you missed it. Chubba Bubba and Tubby Thumping, a new version of that, employing all, of course, the Lewinsky stuff.
Right.
Margaret Carlson writes the columns Public Eye and Washington Diary for Time Magazine. She is the first woman columnist for the magazine in their 70-year history, which says a lot for her and not much for the magazine, does it? Good morning, Miss Carlson.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Did I read somewhere that you're a lawyer?
I try to keep that a secret. I don't know. I hope Time's not putting that out.
Did you ever practice law?
Not really.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
But you went to George Washington Law School?
I did. I suffered through the bar exam, and then I decided, like a nihilist, I decided to suffer as much as possible and then not collect the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Did you pass it on your first try?
I did, but it's easier here than it is where John Kennedy takes it.
So I'm reading your column, I found very amusing, in the current issue of Time Magazine. And I was disappointed that you did not take the cheap shot that we would take in gazing down from the press gallery at the tops of the heads of the senators and critiquing the various hairstyles, beginning with Joe Biden. But that must have been a temptation that you found difficult to resist, huh?
Well, that's why I wanted to come on today. I knew we could do it.
Yes. So what do you think?
Well, there are a couple. I think the comb-overs are far more hazardous to the Republic than the plugs, looking down as I did. And I won't name names.
I wonder why. You know, I've always wondered who these people think. It's like the most famous comb-over in my mind is the attorney Thomas Puccio, who was representing the guy who, Klaus von Bülow, who was accused of killing his wife. And for months we saw this trial, and I was in the initial stages, I believe, of Court TV, and we saw the back of Mr. Puccio's head, in which it was a remarkably troubling view of his head, you know. From the front, and so I guess from the front these guys think it looks okay, but really from up above there in the press gallery or from behind them, it's hideous, isn't it?
Well, there's an ear-to-ear comb-over among the House managers.
Well, there is.
I wonder, if I'd had time, and I don't have the book here, I want to see if he's married, because you'd think one of the reasons to be married is to have someone to tell you it's not working.
Well, yeah, you would think that. So
there are other reasons to be married, but that would be one.
We, for months, followed the progress of Joe Biden's head, which for a long time looked like an ineffective chia pet experiment. But it's grown in.
It's grown in nicely.
Well, so what do you think of the trial so far?
Well, I heard you say earlier that it's gotten you weary.
Yeah.
And I think you never hear anybody say, genuinely, oh, didn't you just love that? It's there's no one to root for. You hear one side and that beats you down, and then you hear the other side and that beats you down. And it's not as if you are rooting for one side to win. You're just hoping that when they come to a draw that some people are left alive to kind of go on.
One of the things, even though I'm a registered Republican, one of the things, though I seldom vote Republican, but one of the things I'm really hoping for when this is all over is that there are no Republicans left in the nation. Not one. Because wouldn't you think, I mean, we all know, I mean, the president's going to be acquitted, isn't he? That's pretty obvious, isn't it?
Well, I used to make predictions left and right, and I've made a few mistakes, so I've stopped.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's a fair assumption, I think, even though you don't want to make it.
Yeah, it's a fair assumption,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
at this moment in time.
So, but particularly when you hear dreadful weasels like Robert Torricelli, who was on Larry King's show last night, suggesting that the fact that the president's been impeached, that represents a form of censure, and that, hasn't, in effect, the president suffered enough, and everybody sort of, Barbara Box and the rest of them sort of nodded yes, and that would seem to put an end to it, but that may not be the end of it, will it?
Well, objectively speaking, has anyone ever been punished more for adultery in this country? I mean, in other countries, they cut people's hands off, but he has been punished. And so the children, I think, are not learning such a bad lesson, which is that if you tell a lie for 9 months, you will be held up every day to humiliation and actual, a trial and, with lawyers and a huge national spectacle. So the children aren't learning a bad lesson here. But I think at the end of this, like a bad Italian opera, everyone will be dead, and we're going to have to come up with some new people to go on, because we're not going to want to see any of the people now. We aren't going to want to see their faces again.
I would offer, in terms of people who have been punished for adultery, I would offer the name of John Bobbitt. That would be one.
Yeah.
Nicole Brown Simpson, that would be another.
Done in a private way. Yeah,
they're kind of an ugly boy.
Yeah. My fear is that if Clinton does not get convicted, rather than have this pep rally on the White House lawn, he's not convicted, he vows like OJ to spend the rest of his life searching for the real killer or killers. He's going to search for the real stainer or stainers of the blue Gap dress.
Why, if he is acquitted, now it's an assumption at the risk of redundancy that obviously you don't want to make, and probably a bunch of smart people don't want to make, but if he is acquitted, then what's to suggest that the White House would be willing to accept some sort of censure that people like John Kerry and others are talking about?
I don't think there is. I think that has to come. I think there has to be the smoke-filled room and some, deal made, because if he's acquitted, one of the great hazards is he'll go around saying he's innocent. If you don't get censure before, if you don't have a few test votes, which shows that conviction is unlikely, but before there's an actual vote, plea bargain this to have censure, it's going to be unsatisfying for everyone. And even if he were convicted, let's just say this impeachment stands as it is, and let's not predict. He goes in the history books as Andrew Johnson, one party trying to take out the president of another party as a partisan thing, instead of the condemnation of everyone. Don't you want to see John Kerry condemn the president? Wouldn't that be more satisfying than to play this all the way out and then have an acquittal?
We're talking with Margaret Carlson from Time Magazine, who writes the columns Public Eye and Washington Diary. and I was going to ask her what the difference was, but I read them all the time, and I don't know. How do you decide what
well,
is
when I'm in the grown-up space in the middle of the magazine, it's called Public Eye.
Oh, okay.
And when I'm in the notebook section, it's called Washington Diary.
Oh, okay.
It's supposed to be more like Frank Klein's, who, by the way, every time I read his piece today, word the same thing, and he always sees it in a way that makes it worth giving, front page of the New York Times. So good.
Back to John Kerry for a second. I keep thinking every time Senator Kerry appears on this program occasionally, far too frequently, by the way, but I keep thinking that, obviously he's already announced that he's exploring running for the presidency, and clearly doesn't want to run against Al Gore as an incumbent, so I keep thinking that he has another agenda, but perhaps that's an unfair assumption to make of the senator. But.
Well, it's not unfair, and you assume the Republicans don't want to run against Al Gore, but I think they're fueled by other emotions than their own survival.
I mean, on the front page of the New York Times this morning, we have, and obviously you know this, we have Pat Robertson, this nut, on his television program yesterday, saying that if he's throwing in the towel, which would provide people, some of these nuts like Bob Barr and these others, the cover to also, say, well, maybe we should just end this whole thing. But if he's given up, you would think that what do these Republicans tell you privately who you talk with?
Well, there's something that happens to them. They seem moderate, and then they get in the caucus, and they're taken over by the conservative members who say, you'll have a primary opponent, the base won't come out, we just have to do this, and then there's an incremental effort to keep it going. We never thought we'd get to impeachment, but we did, in part because of the incremental nature of how they did it. And you never thought you'd have a Senate trial, but here we are. We never thought we'd have witnesses. Witnesses seem to be a foregone conclusion. The witness vote is described to moderate Republicans. This is what we need to do to show that we're serious about this and we're not dismissing it out of hand. And so they'll just do it in order to be seen to be doing what they should do to mollify their base.
This is sort of, again, asking you for a prediction, and I'm really not. But, I mean, do you think that we'll actually see live witnesses on television in the Senate?
I think the vote to depose witnesses might be sufficient, because there are decent people, there are moderates. I don't mean to put decent and moderate together. There are a lot of decent conservatives, but who it doesn't cut clean. Some of them want witnesses because they feel, okay, we have this trial. We don't want to short-circuit it. We want to do show that we're serious about this, so we're going to there are factual discrepancies, so we're going to have to do this. So they may vote, but I think not vote for live witnesses. They're certainly not going to vote for dead witnesses, but I mean they're going to vote for depositions of witnesses and not the other.
Were you there yesterday?
I wasn't there yesterday. It's the first day I didn't go. I just couldn't get myself there.
Is it because you just didn't want to go, or?
I didn't. I had other things to do, but
okay.
And I'm going to go today. But I just decided to take a break, and it does make me wonder how they do sit there all that time, because it's like recirculated airline air. You can't breathe after a while, and I'm amazed they stay awake.
So they let you all the press stand as long as you want, I guess, right?
Well, it's not the crush that was expected, so you can pretty much keep your seat.
I actually got a couple of tickets from one of the senators. I forget who it was. One of them wants to be president. And,
Dad, you're a cheap vote.
I'm going to put it in my son's scrapbook, but I don't know for what reason. But well, because I'm so annoyed at Walter Isaacson, this gave us an opportunity to have you. And we wanted.
Hey, join the club. I get annoyed at him too.
He's a horrible.
He cuts my column. I don't know.
But we wanted to have you on for a long time, and I greatly appreciate you appearing, and thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
Margaret Carlson from Time Magazine. She also appears on the Capital Gang, and writes these two columns, as I just pointed out, for Time Magazine. It is 25 minutes now until the hour.
We started out a pretty small business, but it sure wasn't small to us. We needed help, financial help. That's just what we got from the people at American Express Small Business Services. We got equipment financing for bigger stoves and faster computers, a line of credit to keep our cash flow flowing, plus the buying power to help our business grow. 1-800-SUCCESS was the best call we ever made. Like my father says, you can do anything you set your mind to, but you can't do it alone. he's right.
You know how many companies sell term life insurance? Over 1,700. Know how much your price can vary from one company to another? Hundreds of dollars a year. It's easy to overpay, but not if you call SelectQuote. At no cost to you, SelectQuote will find your lowest prices from the pick of top companies like these. I save big money, and everything was handled right over the phone, including buying my policy. Look at these samples of SelectQuote's current low prices. A man, 36, tobacco-free, can get a $500,000 policy for under $27 a month. A woman, 42, can get a $250,000 policy for under $19 a month. Hundreds of thousands of people have saved millions of dollars buying term life insurance through SelectQuote, and now prices are at all-time lows.
Lock in your savings. Call 1-800-648-1881 now. SelectQuote.
Good morning, everyone. I'm John Sigenthaler reporting from Washington, and here is what's coming up right after Imus in the morning. The president's defense wraps up today with a presidential friend and Senate veteran getting the last word. We'll have complete coverage of the president on trial for you. And President Clinton is riding high on his post-State of the Union momentum. We're going to talk about his plan for your Social Security, and it's facing plenty of opposition now. We'll ask Charles Rangel, the ranking member of the House Ways and Means Committee, what he thinks about the plan, even though Alan Greenspan doesn't like it. All that and more coming up right after Imus in the morning, live from Washington.
I really love Mike. I mean, he's my friend. And kind of Chris is fine. But they are just awful. They're awful. And aren't you the program director of this radio station?
I sure am.
Well, no one. I mean,
there you go, bozo. He sure is.
Told you. I don't know how we make any money here. How do we make any money here? I mean, we make more money than any radio station in America. We have no ratings.
They're number. Wait a minute. They're number one men 25-54.
Well, that's how we make the money.
Yeah.
See, that's how we. All
right.
That's how we make the money in the morning.
Closed.
We're not even number one in the morning.
There you go.
And still make an enormous amount of money. I mean, it's ridiculous. But they're the right people.
Case closed. I'm going home.
It's like I said, I was not patronizing anybody. I would not trade my audience for anybody's audience. Anybody's audience. There you go. But anyway, here's Chris and Mike. They're on the air yesterday, and what sounds like a black guy calls. He sounds like a great caller. He's got a great point. He's defending Latrell Sprewell. This black guy choked a white coach, loudmouth white coach who should have been choked, by the way. P.J. Carlesimo, that jerk. Well, he was shooting. He was running his mouth, and he got choked. Shut up, then, Whitey. That's the way I feel about it.
Should have tried to strangle the coach.
Yes.
That's the way to end that argument.
Strangle?
Yes. Anyway.
Okay.
This guy calls up, and he's got a great point about Marv. Listen to Chris. You can barely hear the guy. He'll listen.
Hi, Craig. You know, it seemed to me to be the height of hypocrisy with the fan and the MSG in the way they handled Latrell Sprewell. And you were just talking about the agent with Latrell Sprewell, how MSG didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
But in their dealing of Marv Albert, both the fan and MSG, it seems to me the height of hypocrisy. Marv Albert didn't seem to be remorseful about what he did. He got convicted on what he did.
But Marv Albert,
he didn't choke him. He didn't choke anybody.
He bit her on the back.
Yeah, but
she had bite marks all over her back.
We don't know if that was consensual.
Was he trying to harm her?
Was he? If I bite you,
no, wait a second. Was that?
Do you think that would be considered an attack?
I think he paid the price. Okay.
Oh, what about Latrell Sprewell?
Well, I think Sprewell has.
P.J. Carlesimo is known for abusing.
Mike, is he making the money he made? Is he making any part of the money he made a couple of years ago, Marv Albert?
No.
No. Is Latrell playing in the CBA this year?
No.
That's what it'd be the equivalent of
Latrell Sprewell has a strong union.
No.
But I'm talking about the way Madison Square Garden, the fan treated him.
Wait a second. Madison Square Garden? No, wait a second. Madison Square. Wait a second here. Wait a second. Madison Square Garden.
See what I mean?
Well, he wasn't letting Mike make any points either.
No, but you got to let the guy talk. The guy could have been funny. That would have been a funny call. The guy was ready to go on a whole. Didn't you? Didn't you get that sense?
Biting the baby on the back.
Yeah, he was going to get on a whole. And Mike won't shut up, and Chris won't shut up, and it's so annoying.
Somebody else is talking.
Well, maybe the guy will call in now, and you can talk to him.
I don't have time to talk to these people. Here's Hollywood Hogan. Good morning, Hollywood.
All right, brother. You better get out your map and call the AAA or ask somebody for directions because you've taken a bad turn. You're headed the wrong way down a one-way street with no brakes. You're driving down the bumpy road known as me, brother. You make yourself out to be some kind of Albert Schweitzer of the Southwest with this work farm farm you're building for those kids. But hear me now, brother. There's a twister coming, and if you think you're skating by on that one altruistic act, you got fewer brains than your body double, the Scarecrow from the wonderful land of Oz. I'm the Wizard of Whip-Ass, brother, and you're not in Kansas anymore. I'm dropping a house on you, brother, because I'm over the rainbow of rage. You may think I'm overusing the Judy Garland images, but that's the only way I can get the attention of a fruit like you, brother. Barney Frank is Arnold Schwarzenegger compared to you. Here's the state of your union, brother. It's weak. I'm not honoring you. There'll be no mouthed I love yous from me, brother, because you got a budget surplus of whoop-ass coming your way. It's going to be used to fund some programs dedicated to crushing that bony pigeon chest of yours, brother, because I got nothing left to lose. I'm a 75-year-old circus sideshow attraction. I'm living pay-per-view to pay-per-view. I'm wrestling's version of Emmett Kelly, brother. I'm wearing burnt cork on my face and a bandana on my head to cover up the hair implants that didn't take, the ones that cost me the last $15,000 I had to my name, brother. I may be going down, but I'm taking you with me so I can at least go out with a microscopic amount of the dignity you never had.
Hollywood Hogan here on the...
Jeez.
A raging Hollywood Hogan.
God almighty.
You're the budget surplus of whoop-ass?
I'm the budget surplus of whoop-ass, brother. I'm 4.4 gigawatt trillion...
Speaking of dying, my friend Wolfman Jack would have been 61 years old today.
Good grief.
Wolf died. Was a great guy. Died a couple years ago.
Sweetheart.
He was really a sweetheart.
Absolutely.
Greatest voice in history radio, period. No, greatest voice in history radio,
That's
period.
it. And there's everybody else.
Yeah. There was Wolf, and then there's the rest of us.
Yeah.
So that's what that's all about. You still there, Hollywood?
Wolfman may be gone, but his act still lives on, brother.
Mercy. How you peach is fuzzy.
Yeah, Imus in the morning. In your shorts, 2020 sports.
An emotional goodbye for a longtime major leaguer. Good morning, Mike Breen with sports. It happened again yesterday. Pro athlete decides to retire, calls a press conference, and goes out blubbering. The latest, Bob Tewksbury, who had a nice 13-year career with 6 different teams in the major leagues. The veteran right-hander, even an all-star once, but felt it was time to go now.
After many hours of thought and discussions with my wife, Laura, I have decided to reject the Expos offer and retire from playing baseball.
Oh, my God. Wow.
So long, Tukes.
All right, Tukesy.
What a way to go.
Well,
whimpering.
Holy cow. He was whimpering.
Blubbering mess.
That's bad.
He broke down completely.
That even beats the guy who was Mike Schmidt in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Remember Mike Schmidt?
Oh, sure.
That was really troubling.
This goes
remarkably troubling, Mike Schmidt, when he retired. This really, this guy was gasping for air, wasn't he?
Takes it to a new level.
And who the hell cares who he is?
Bob Tewksbury.
Oh, no, he's gone.
Tukes. Tukes.
Poor Tukes. We're going to miss you, babe.
Absolutely.
Nick fans are
What
going to...
offer did they make him, by the way?
Oh, other teams, gave him a chance to make a major league club, but he didn't want to go through all that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He wanted guarantee or he was out of there. Poor guy.
Doggone it.
Hear that again.
You'll miss him.
After many hours of thought and discussions with my wife, Laura, I have decided to reject the Expos offer and retire from playing baseball.
Oh, that's horrible. Come on, you guys.
Laugh at that. The poor guy. That's...
Come on. That's not funny, Brain. Lou, you're an idiot. Both of you.
What's going to happen to the game? Tewksbury, come back.
All right.
Somebody call his wife and change his mind. I thank God the dream came true.
Oh, come on, you guys. That's not funny.
Bob, who?
12 minutes till the hour here in the Imus Morning Program. Bernard McGurk's covering everything, all the impeachment stuff for us, and he's in Washington. Good morning, Bernard.
Good morning, I-Man. We're outside the Capitol building in the nation's capital, Imus, and we discovered a couple of gentlemen. It's cold. My lips are frozen. I can't talk.
Phrase this.
Come here. We discovered a couple of gentlemen from, they say they're from the Arab News Network, but we're going to investigate this right now. Come on
Okay.
over here. Follow me.
All right.
Hi. How are you, sir? Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
You have cigarette? You have cigarette?
Yeah, Mohammed Alami with Arab News Network Television.
And what are you doing here?
Well, covering the story, the impeachment story for our viewers in the Middle East, North Africa, and Europe.
And what's this guy doing over here?
It's our cameraman. And
why is he being so sheepish?
No, I think he's cold and busy. You know, we'll have to run somewhere else.
And why we were checking out your equipment there? Why is it ticking?
I haven't heard anything. I don't know.
Did they run it through a metal detector yet?
Not yet. We didn't go to the building yet.
So let me ask you this: what do you think of what's going on here with the president lying and all that stuff?
Well, there's, at least from our feedback, from our viewing area, it's the reaction has two folds. One is fascination with the American democracy, and the other hand, there's a kind of crisis fatigue sitting in, because it's taking too long.
So what are they saying in the tents over there?
Well, they sit in the high rises as well. They are getting tired of this, and they don't understand why such great democracy would get involved and in this such crisis for so long.
But in your country, if you lied under oath, isn't it true that they basically cut your tongue off?
Not all the time,
No?
Not all the time,
I mean, if I stole a cigarette from you, they cut my hand off.
No, they may, try to talk to you to quit smoking. But, they don't do that anymore anyway.
Mm-hmm. You think Hillary Clinton's hot?
No, I don't think so.
Hillary or a sheep? Which would you prefer?
That'll be enough.
Or a woolly mammoth?
Oh, stop. Bernard McGurk. Bernard, just stop it. I'm begging you. Bernard McGurk in Washington, D.C. It's 9 minutes silly hour here in the Irish Morning Program.
After many hours of thought and discussions with my wife, Laura.
Sure. What? What?
I have decided to reject the Expos offer and retire from playing baseball.
Imus in the morning.
Oh, come on. You guys are just... That's disgraceful. Cheers this morning.